So my mind just runs, and instead of just keeping it to myself, I decided that I'm going to start making videos and post them. So, what I was thinking about today, just like 10 minutes ago, what made me think of it, and I feel like I must mention that too because there are things that trigger my thinking. I'm not really a big word person. Never tried to be. Know them. Don't really use them. Anyways, um, I don't even know why I just made that rant. So what made me think about what I'm about to tell you is I saw Bundle of Brittany or Brittany Renner make a post, and if you're on social media and you follow people that are relevant, then you definitely know who Brittany Renner is. PJ Washington, her baby daddy, and the new girl in the picture. So that was very triggering for me. Why? Because like I went through a situation myself with someone who was just like a lying person, had good ick, and like I stayed in that situation for a while because I didn't know better. I literally met the person when I was like 23. And um yeah, when you're young, you don't really know better. So it's easy for you to like stay in certain situations because you don't know better. Like you're not really like in your prime or anything yet. So I guess what really came to mind for me was how men can be. I think it definitely goes both ways. Again, like I was saying, based on your age. Right, I'm just gonna run through this quickly. So I don't end up ranting too much. Like I said, when I was young, I met a person. We're not really gonna talk about that right now. What we're gonna talk about is um, men and their thought process. Like I met someone who told me, and this person was like mature enough to know. He said that men are definitely more jealous than women. And I could see that women, for the most part, the ball's always in our court. um it can be kind of sad what because of that, because like it's like you're always constantly having to tell a man what he has to do, and it's so much better if you met someone where you didn't have to tell them how to treat you and like what to do and stuff. And I feel like it's getting worse. It's getting worse with social media and everything. Like there's no doubt that women are smarter than men. Men come from our vaginas. The mother is the first teacher, nurturer, everything. So, totally understandable that they would be more jealous and everything. Adding to the fact that from the time you're born, which is something that I read, I mean, you can fact check it if you want, I don't really care, but from the time you're born to like the ages of 22, 23, 24, 25, your brain isn't like fully developed yet. So when you see younger guys acting stupidly, for example, PJ Washington, I'm just going to use this example, hopefully no one gets mad, but him with his new girlfriend, who I think is a year older than him, doing all what they're doing, that's just young people mentality. And then like I'm not gonna wish that their relationship doesn't last. It could have been me knowing this, and Brittany Renner is older than me by some years, like I don't know, 5 years or so, and being a Sagittarius moon, which if you're posting these things, I'm gonna know them about you, because if I like you, I'm interested. So you can't get mad for me like spitting facts on certain things if you're letting me know this. If you don't want people to know, you shouldn't say it. So as a Sagittarius moon, she probably already knew the mentality, because we are very good at understanding things. Cancer rising, Cancer people, a lot of times they notice things about you, but they won't say it to you because they want to use that against you, right? I'm not gonna say that's what that is. I'm just saying like that has been my experience, because like I've dated Cancer people where they would like know things about you and try to, and everything matters. Like, people like to say, oh, nothing matters. Every fucking thing matters. Like, from the smallest thing to it matters. Okay, so maybe knowing after, maybe knowing now, like, if you didn't know now, you know, like, your brain isn't fully developed. Even these days, it could be, they say, neurologists and these people say 25. For some people, I'm thinking, guys, it's probably 26, 27, like, because they mature much later than us, you know what I'm saying? So understanding that just makes life easier, where you're not even phased by what people do. For example, like, I dated a guy that was younger than me, and well, I wasn't dating him, it was just like, this is basically me having fun, because, like, if it's going good, if it's not, I don't give a fuck, because you know, someone else will come along, and, like, I already know that, like, shit doesn't work. I didn't have to read, which is what I just said about the brain function till 25 thing. I read that recently. You know, I have brothers younger than me, so I didn't really need to read that to know that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you kind of know that, you know, they're stupid, and you kind of just have to take care of them. And yeah, so what I was getting to is, as a woman, you know, everybody should really try to get to know themselves. Me, I know myself. There's nothing you can tell me to hurt me. Like, I'm constantly reading, observing things about myself first before others. And, like, just making those adjustments, or, like, better to know than not to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you know, that's how you're able to, like, pass exams, you know, and do better. You make a mistake, you know, make that mistake again. So if you're looking for love and you want to be with a man that doesn't cheat on you, definitely don't date guys that are younger than you, and try not to go below the age of 28. I mean, obviously, if you're a teenager, I mean, this doesn't apply to you. I'm talking about, like, women maybe in their 30s. I'm in my 20s, mid 20s. But, like, you know, for me, it's just like whatever these days. You know, I feel like I'm more of trying to travel type thing. And it's like, if I meet a nice guy and I get to experience something great there, like, I look at life differently. But eventually, when you want to have children as a woman, you want to be with a man that's going to be there for you through thick and thin. So that's basically what I'm talking about. You really want to date a guy that's not just like a physical person, because if you're like for example, an NBA player, you don't want to fuck a lot. Like, what I've heard is, like, some guys, not all guys, it really depends on the function of your penis. Virgos love to fuck. And, you know, I have a brother whose moon sign and rising is Virgo, and I know that because my mom told me and I looked up his birth chart. I've seen this nigga run 4 girls in a day. And I'm not even playing. And, you know, it's because, like, if you're not doing, like, you could be playing video games, but you kind of, like, want to date guys that have hobbies. Like, they like to paint, or they like to read. You know, stuff like that. Like, you see guys that are into, like, it really depends on, like, how you grew up too, like, what your parents exposed you to. Like, if you see your dad cheating, you're gonna think it's okay. You know, a lot of times I see, for example, like, African families where the mom and the dad stay together, but their kids can always tell you how they found their dad cheating, because they're never, like, sensible with it. And then you grow up thinking it's okay, even though you know it's wrong. You're gonna do it because, well, my dad used to do it. Stuff like that. Like, so you kind of want it, like, it really matters, all these things, like, you know, how a person grew up, like, what they think about, like, infidelity, like, what are their hobbies, what do they like to do, like, how do they stimulate themselves, like, are they, like, always jerking off, like, you know, you really have to pay attention to things. Like, you can't really pick up a guy that, you know, likes to fuck Jane, Jennifer, and Jackson and think that he's gonna be faithful to you. That's just like being delusional. Like, it doesn't add up. So look out for yourself. Yeah, look out for yourself. Like, a lot of times people just be out here walking around, they don't even understand themselves, but they're always in other people's business, watching what other people are doing, And it's like, well, have you evaluated yourself? Do you know what you like to do? Do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Do you know who you are? Maybe not, but like, everything about other people. You're always minding other people's business. And it's just sad. Like, I've always been like a very observant, curious person. And that is why, like, I don't waste my time when it comes to people. Like, right away, I know your intentions. Like, I could have a conversation with someone and see where their mind's at. And I think that is great for me. And I love everyone as they are, because like, you can only be yourself. And that's why I said, like, the way you are born, like when you are born, you already have like these inherent things about you. But other factors matter. Again, how you grew up, what you see. Like, for example, I mentioned my brother, Sagittarius, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, 3 girls in a day. If he grew up in a family where everybody was together, like my mom and my dad broke up, typical black family, isn't it? Anyways, but I'm not trying to I mean, we could get there, but not today. But probably if he grew up in a household where he saw mom, dad together, no infidelity type shit, he would have a girlfriend and fuck her all the time and probably find other things to do than multiple girls all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, everything matters. I already said that. And yeah, pay attention to yourself, pay attention to people, ask the questions you need to know, don't be stupid. If you're gonna get into something, get into it for you. You might love someone because they have certain features and you want your kid to be that way, but don't be malicious and like all those other things when it doesn't go the way you want it, when you kind of already knew it wasn't gonna, kind of weird. It's being delusional, but it is what it is. And that's what I was thinking, and I decided to share, and you're welcome. Leave a comment, say something.